Today we get to be powerful wizards. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Legacy Gambit. Today, it is 2024. I'm excited to have made it to 2024. And we are going to be exploring a new format on the channel and doing a fun Gauntlet Showdown for you all. Of course, Legacy Gambit wouldn't be what it is without you. So if you like this content, feel free to like, share and subscribe. Go follow us on Twitter and all that fun jazz stuff to keep growing and supporting the channel. And of course, it is not me on the Legacy Gambit. I am, of course, joined by my lovely co-host, Sarah. Sarah, I'm ready to play some powerful wizards, squares, the best.
New year, new me, new format.
Yeah.
But this is not a new format. This is a very, very old format. We're playing some vintage.
Folks, playing some vintage today. So, folks, yes, today is the vintage day, and shout out to the vintage community. So yeah, we are going to do a vintage gauntlet, similar to our legacy gauntlets that we've done with myself and Sarah. We did one with ecobaronen, but we have decided to venture into the powerful wizards that is vintage. I have up here, of course, the decks that we will be playing. We have a choice of 15 decks that we will be spinning for to see who goes first. If you've not seen us do a gauntlet before, the concept is very simple. Got 15 decks selected at random with a spinning wheel. Ooh. You cannot pick something that has already been picked. You swap decks if you lose. We get one veto if we think the deck is too difficult. I'm particularly looking at Doomsday because oh my god, I mean,
vintage Doomsday is easier than you'd think.
It is.
It's not Legacy Doomsday.
That is true. Which we will be getting to, folks. If you, if we've got to it, amazing. If we haven't, also tell us. But if we get one veto, which I don't think we're going to use, because I think all the decks that we've chosen are, fun and interactive decks to use. One thing about vintage, unlike legacy, is that the pillars of vintage are a lot more pronounced because they're kind of around certain either cards or archetypes that sort of put vintage together. So you'll see here that we've grouped them to shops. So that's Mishra's Workshop's decks, Bazaar, which is Bazaar of Baghdad decks, Control, which is kind of unstable combo, DRS is Deathrite Shaman, Aggro, Oath, which is Oath of Druids, and then Tinker, which is of course Tinker. So there is very much a sort of wheelhouse that these decks kind of fall into. Legacy doesn't really have this as much because vintage obviously is just as powerful as it is, and these old cards need their sort of retirement home, which is where vintage comes to pass. And shout out to the vintage community. We will shout out Justin Gennari of actually level 1, who is basically sort of put the deck on his back and help champion it to a bunch of the community, and of course ecobaronen for helping us putting this list together. So Sarah, there's no time to waste. Let us spin what deck we're going to play. So folks, we have a fancy schmancy wheel. Ooh.
Okay, yeah, I'll get my wheel up. Right, you ready?
I am ready. Fancy schmancy wheel. Right.
Folks,
we are both... Okay, hold on. Let's do this first. Right, let me do this. Folks, with our wheel, me and Sarah are both going to... So, hold on. I got confused. Are we going to know what we're both playing?
You seem to want that, so... Just
so we can know the matchups.
Okay, yeah, sure. And I will hit the spin button when you count me in.
Okay. Right, 5. Folks, me and Sarah are both going to spin the wheel, respectively, and then we're going to, because it's vintage and it's the first time playing vintage, we're going to know the matchup just to make it a bit more interesting, because this is our first real foray into the format. And if we get wonky matchups, that's going to be hilarious either way. So let's spin. So in 3, 2, 1, spin! Ooh, it's got a nice ring to it. And then... click.
Right, initiative.
Jewel shops, let's go.
Okay, good luck.
Good luck. we are back for our first game, which is Mono White versus Coveted Jewel combo. I'm excited. I lost the die roll, which is a little bit terrifying against Mono White because they can... I've played Mono White Initiative, so I know what the deck can do. And because it's vintage, we've decided to know what our matchups are. But I think I have to keep this hand because this hand is pretty dumb. So I think we just... Yeah, we keep our hand and hope to God we don't have to worry. Chancellor of the Annex. Okay. That's a little bit slower than I would like, but Chancellor very good. Against the deck that is trying to do busted things early turns. Alright, Sarah, show me what you got. Cavern, okay. Cavern is a bit annoying. Absolutely not. Oh, no! Oh, I messed up. I've already messed up. Oh, I've already messed up. Oh, no. That's bad. Can we start again? I'm a bad Magic player, folks. I knew about the Chancellor. I knew about Chancellor, and I bit off this Forcible. I'm a bad Magic player. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. They're going to play Season Dungeoneer, which is quite scary. That's fine. Okay, so the initiative resolves. I mean, this is not great, but it's not the worst thing that it could possibly happen. But let's see what we got.
Sorry, I thought we'd be talking through stuff and I didn't want to, like...
We're going to just talk together.
But
okay. Yeah, I am a bad Magic player. I'm a bad Magic player. But that's funny because it's content. Okay. Right, so you play Season Dungeoneer. So I think what I think I gotta do is 3, 4. Yeah. I think that's the way to go. 1, 2. Yep. I'll play this Black Lotus card. It's very good.
Seems like a good one.
It's a very good one. And then I'm going to play this as a Saga card, which is also very good. And then I'm going to play 3 white. And this to play this 1 ring card. This card's also very good.
I hate that.
Oh.
Oh, that actually really fucks with what I was planning.
I mean, such is. You do get initiative triggered, so you know. I actually don't know if I can deal with the flurry of creatures, but I think I just need to.
Oh god. Okay, like the viewers are gonna see my hand right now and see why this is so annoying.
Ha ha ha. 1 ring to rule them all.
I annoyingly don't think I have a choice, though. I think I have to do the really annoying thing.
Oh, Whitey Plume?
Yeah. It sucks that the 1 ring is going to swallow the trap trigger.
Yeah.
Well, more accurately, I'm going to dome myself.
Oh! The value!
Actually, no, I don't need to. I can go to Arena.
Yeah, you just goad... just goad your White Plume or something.
Yeah.
To be honest, people forget about Arena. People forget about Arena. They're just like, oh.
It's one of those things I've noticed from playing Legacy Initiative that, like, hitting the Arena can be really good because it gets you to... Oh my god, yes, please. It gets you... it gets you to Catacombs, which sometimes is, like, the better room lower down.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need a full one. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
this card is not. I am very scared of Archon of Emeria, so I think on end step we're gonna.
From playing it in Vintage as well, in Legacy as well, like Archon of Emeria is one of those cards I wish I could play 5.
I know.
Like,
Okay, so you get to untap your Seasoned Dungeoneer. I get dinged for 1. Right. All right. Now we need to do some maths.
oh no. I hate it when the combo player starts doing that.
Consider maths, folks.
Oh god, I kind of wish I could have a Cavern on Archon.
Folks, you can see my hand, whether Archon is good or not. Right, how much mana do I have? Good question, next question. Right, so... it makes the same amount. Alright, so I'm going to draw a card.
It's 2 cards.
Oh, it's 2 cards! The value! The value has arrived. Okay, so I think then I'm going to play Ancient Tomb. Grim Monolith. Pay 3. Make a construct. And play Sensei's Dividing Top. And then, folks, I think we're cooking with gas.
Okay, I think I'm actually meant to go Archives. For the chance to draw the 3rd Cavern of Souls.
Yeah.
Because I think that messes you up more than, like, making a Menacey guy does.
Yes, I think so too. Feast your eyes, folks, on my 4/4! It can block.
Oh god. Okay.
I love it. I've played busted card after busted card after busted card. But obviously, folks, don't do what I did in turn 1. Don't do that.
Well.
Don't force with a Chancellor on the stack. That's
Everyone always forgets about the Chancellor of the Annex.
Yep.
It's the
so I know
immortal truth.
Alright. So I know you've got an Archon and an unknown card.
1, draw Cavern of Souls. No, I played the Plains. I'm a fool.
I mean, you can still play it. Alright, I take 6. I go to 9. Oh, yikes.
Playing the Plains, that was really dumb. Because again, I could draw a Cavern, and that guarantees Archon resolving, which it is not going to.
Yeah, Archon is resolving, darling.
Oh! Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, your Archon is resolving, because one thing with the dual deck is it doesn't play enough blue sources. But this is my whole spiel. I think I might just be dead. Unless I can...
So the Force of Will on turn 1, like, meaning that you don't have Force for Archon, might be, like, the entire game.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, but I think I need to stop you doing a turn 1 threat.
Sure. But, I mean, my argument is that you couldn't, right?
Yeah, yeah. Jesus Christ. So... I go to 5. I just die to this. Alright, let me take a draw step. And
you get to draw 4 cards, which is...
I do get to draw 4 cards, and I do get to find a 0. I don't think I need to make another construct. I'm just going to float mana. Float the mana. And get Soul Ring, probably? Question mark? Soul Ring? Or do I just hope that I draw... that I just draw Mana Vault, that I just draw Time Vault and kill you? No, I think it's just Sovereign. I need men.
I mean, Time Vault might be like your only out.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, if it is, then so be it.
I would recommend topping first. In fact, no, it doesn't matter. You're drawing all of them.
I'm drawing, yeah.
It's fine.
Oh, for God's sakes, folks. Oh, that's annoying.
Is it Time Vault?
It is Time Vault, yeah.
You can top with the extra mana.
I can top. I can top with the mana. Let's see if I can draw the key.
You wouldn't be able to cast both.
No. So I think I have to put. So it's this, this, this. Down to 4. Okay, I think I just do this then. Is there a way I can be alive? Yeah, I should have taken key. If I'd just taken the key, folks, we would have probably won the game, but I am too greedy and I thought I needed mana 2, 4. My land comes in tapped, so I can't really do that. So 2, 4. Oh, no, I think I can. Oh, no, but it doesn't really help because I just died to Seasoned Engineer. Yeah, you got me. Alright. Tell us in the comments what we did wrong. Or tell me what I did. Tell me what I did wrong. Absolutely not. I cannot keep this hand. I think I'm keeping this, which is a really weird thing to say out loud. But I think I'm keeping this hand, and it's bizarre. I don't really. So what am I doing? So I'm going. This is this into this into this. 2, 3, 4. No, this doesn't activate. Oh, maybe it does actually. I think if I just do that, yeah, we're keeping this. I think I want to put you back. We can find you in a bit. So we'll keep this. We'll put this back.
My hand is weird. Okay, well, I think the keep and put back is this, like, pretty instinctively.
That's it.
The sequencing for turn 1 is gonna be an absolute pain to think through.
Well, let's find out. Go. No Chancellor? Okay, let's go, folks.
That's the terrifying part.
Alright. Let's play our land. Take 3. We'll play Mana Crypt. Play Time Vault. And then we'll play Mox Opal. One, 2, 3. I'm not gonna. Folks, as much as I would love to try and fire this card off now, we can do it on their upkeep. We can do it.
Are you gonna Ancestral Recall on my upkeep?
Yes. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. This is a very powerful wizard square. Some might say the most powerful wizard square. But who am I to say what is a wizard square?
Hey, alright, the sequencing on this is really important.
This card's going to do a lot of good work for us, folks. I'm excited. Oh, the Black Lotus card. Your Black Lotus card resolves. Oh, Jesus. Did you keep a hand with no lands? Oh, Cavern. Cavern's a good one. It's a Seasoned Dungeoneer. This Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. Oh, that's painful. My mana crypt and my mox opal, no. Okay, that's a bit annoying. That is annoying. But also, like, Sarah can't fully, like, shatter yet unless they're gonna...
Oh, fucked up.
What?
Oh, it's fine. If you don't notice it, then that's good for me.
What do you mean? What should I do?
That was so
What do you mean?
bad. Why did I do that?
What? Just, I mean... What? Did you have another mox or something?
I should have tapped the Mox Ruby to cast the Archon, so I can then pay white to activate Dismantler on this turn if I wanted to.
I mean, then you just blow up all your... Yeah, I mean, true, but then you just blow up all your... Then you just blow up everything yourself, so...
True, but I blow up your Mana Crypt and your Mox Opal. And when I'm praying that you don't find key, that feels like it's what I should have done.
True.
Oh, actually, having Dismantler on... Keeping Dismantler means that you have to get rid of it to have key do anything, because it comes in tapped. So actually, this was better. This was better.
So
but that's luck, folks. That's
luck. So I think what I'm actually going to do, knowing that Dismantler is here, is I'm actually just going to pick these two up. Am I actually... Hold on. These coming in tapped is annoying. And now everything comes in tapped, which is annoying.
One spell per turn.
One spell per turn. Hold on. Control Z. I might just... Yeah, I think I'm going to do this instead. I forgot this card is this type. Okay, well now my things aren't getting shattered, which is good.
Oh yeah.
Not yet.
You don't have to tap him to do it.
Oh, you don't have to tap into it, that's true. Okay, so you're on 17. I think on end step we'll do this. Oh, hold on. Clarification. I'm just going to say, I've got a paradoxical outcome in my hand.
Yeah, that much was obvious.
Yeah. So, if I pick them up, you shattered in response. I can't pick them up, correct? Is that how that works?
Yeah, so... But it would still have some legal targets if you targeted Time Vault as well.
I don't want to target Time Vault. I want to target my...
Yeah, so if I shatter them, your PO does nothing. But there's also the question of, like, can I shatter? Like, if my hand is blanks, I can't risk you picking up key.
I mean, sure.
Like, if you PO and I shatter and you draw key, I lose. If you...
Maybe I just...
But again, like, if I have in my hand, like, another one, I would have played it. So...
Yeah. I think I'm gonna take a draw step. Nope. Take a draw step. Go to 11. So how much mana do I have? 3, 5, 6, 8. Okay. 3, 5, 6. I will play this namesake card of the deck. The Coveted Jewel.
Sure.
It's a good one spell. It's a good one spell. Now we have to just pass. which is fine.
I'm looking forward to having a coveted duel.
Yep. Oh, you can just attack. Oh, I'm so bad at this game. That's... Yep. Yep, should not play coveted duel. Folks, I am a bad Magic player.
I mean, this deck, like, I might have vetoed if I'd drawn duel because it's complicated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, folks, that was bad. All right, my...
Anyway.
Okay, so now, folks, my... So now my... Yeah. Season Dungeoneer, sure. I just die. Yeah. Yeah, this is my one thing with decks like this, is everyone goes, oh, the dual initiative matchup is really good. And I think it is probably is good for someone who knows what they're doing. But...
Yeah, I mean, I've had double Archon hands.
Yeah, which are really bad for me. Alright, I'll lose the flip. I'm just, yeah, GG, friend. I don't think I just, yeah, I can't really, because, yeah, like, I have a Saga's too slow, I can PO, but then you just blow everything up in response.
I think you had to PO on that end step anyway. Is kind of
what, yeah, probably right.
Yeah, like, to, like, try and pick up you can still leave time vault because again if I shatter in response my hand
I don't draw a card then if you shatter everything and I go return an
that's fine,
so I just but then I just spend 4 mana to not draw anything.
You spend 4 mana to make me have to get rid of my Dauntless Dismantler.
I mean, your Dauntless Dismantler, I mean, true, folks. I've taken duel off. Sarah's staying on mono white, so I get to spin. Let's see what we're playing against. How do you feel about Golgari Grave Troll, Sarah? Oh!
Okay.
We've come to play some Dredge!
Alright.
Right, folks, we are back for round numero 2. It's playing Dredge versus mono white to Dredge. Part of the Bazaar of Baghdad archetype, probably one of the first kind of decks of the, and we're going first. Okay, we're going to serum powder our hand because we don't have Bazaar of Baghdad, so our deck doesn't function.
Oh, I've got the silliest. Well, you know the matchup. I'm mulligan.
I am going to keep this hand.
Oh my god. I think this matchup is so bad.
It's so bad
that I have to keep this hand, which
alright.
I would not otherwise.
Alright. Okay. Well, that's good to know about the Chancellor. Because we're gonna activate this Bazaar of Baghdad card. Do you know this card's very powerful? Do you need this draw 2 and discard 3?
Oh, I hate this. Okay, yeah.
We're going to draw 2 and discard 3. And we're going to so now we're going to discard this card and this card and this card. Folks, I need to read what this card does. Just battlefield, if it enter from your graveyard, which costs. Yeah.
If there is any god, I will draw a black.
I put 2 dredges on this prize amalgam in my bin.
Right.
And I kind of need to start this train as I mean to go on.
My argument for this not being like a pure metagame like call is that you did serum powder on turn 1, which probably would have made me keep this.
By Bazaar of Baghdad, no. Folks,
it's the only way I
Little does Sarah know.
You have the second Bazaar of Baghdad.
We have the second Bazaar of Baghdad!
Yeah, like if this Mox Emerald was a Mox Pearl, I actually do a different turn one. But
now, folks, we get to do the thing. This I in my household love to do some dredging. Oh, now can we be triggered? Trigger!
No, I was hoping you wouldn't get one on turn 2.
Always yields.
Okay.
Always yes. Always yes. Get back in, love. Get back in. Oh, Price Amalgam! Alright. Price Amalgam will be arriving momentarily. So I think what I want to do is... Oh, God. Alright, folks. Strap in. I'm going to make the screen bigger. Shambling shell. Woo! The value tree. Oh, creeping chill. Thank you. And then we're going to discard. And... Creeping chill. Yes. Alright.
That's a lot of Sylvan Smoke Ghouls.
Get in, everyone! Everybody get in the bus.
Party bus.
The Vanguard bus is coming. Everybody jumping. Was this from M21? I forgot about this card.
Yeah, everyone does.
Everyone does. Oh! Everybody get in the bus.
You've got another delayed prized amalgam for my end step now.
Yeah. Oh!
Yeah, that's GG's.
Alright. I'm on the draw. Where's your head?
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, we'll keep this.
This was an ancient tomb. This is keepable. It's not, so it's probably not.
We will keep our set.
Can't keep this one. Okay, we make this turn 1. And then hope.
Just hope. Pray.
We put this back. And annoyingly, we have to put this back.
So I think this is our sequence, folks. Because this card does nothing in our hands, so. Alright, let's see. Cavern. Alright, Cavern. Naming cleric. Is this a white plume? This is the whitest plume. Yeah. White plume resolves. It's very good.
Is it? Question mark.
I mean, it got banned in Legacy.
Yeah, true.
Alright. Let's go to our... Okay. You have a trigger. That's fine. Okay. We're going to play this Bizarre Baghdad card. We're going to draw 2. Yes! Okay. We're going to put Impy, Golgari Thug, and Shambling Shell, Shamble Bambles. And then we're gonna cast this hollow one.
Oh no.
And cast this hollow.
Oh god.
8 power! Turn 1! This card's busted.
Okay.
Alright.
I can theoretically beat this.
Okay. I love that. I have to find some answers for it, but we can beat it. You have solitudes and swords and things like that, so. Yeah, that will do it. Alright.
I don't have long to find a way to beat this.
That is true. Okay. Right. We need to do some dredging, folks. Start get this. Okay. Oh.
Okay, 2 bazaars in the bin.
Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Okay, well, we still have these 2 hollow ones, so I think we're just going to attack.
Yep. Have fun failing to find.
Yeah. I get a shuffle.
Sure.
Alright.
I need.
You get stash.
I have to go to arena because
Oh.
I need to go archives.
I'd love archives. Another dredging?
I could theoretically go to catacombs as well because that's another blocker.
That is another blocker, that is true. Basic planes. Thinking. I don't think this is getting any better. Nope. Not your mucks. Oh, I've got Icarid. Got Icarid. Do have an Icarid trigger. I'm going to probably do Shamble Bambles. Shambly Bambly. Pop graveyard back. I will dredge 4. Do I want to dredge 4? I think I need to dredge. I mean, there's a troll. That's good. Okay. Attack with the team.
Okay, so I got a 2 outer.
Correct.
I think. Got 2 shots at it though.
You do have 2 shots at it.
And technically I can Throne of the Dead free, which makes...
Yeah.
Like, so I can hit an initiative creature with Throne of the Dead free, which gives me an even bigger chance of hitting the out.
That's true.
So, hit.
Correct. Go to 14.
That's not the one! Alright.
GG! Right, everybody, we are in our 3rd and final gauntlet match. We are playing Dredge versus Aggro Shops. Aggro Shops, very good deck. Patron Automaton is a hell of a drug. My hand doesn't really do anything, so we're going to powder this. Although as much as I'm sad to get rid of this, this, and this, so I think we're going to powder this.
Yeah, I would sometimes consider keeping this hand, but once I see my opponent's Serum Powder, it becomes very much like, oh, you can't keep this hand.
Ugh.
Okay, opponent's double powdered.
I've double powdered. I've got a mulligan. I don't do anything. I've got a mulligan again. Alright. Welcome to being a bizarre gamer, everyone.
Oh.
We're mulling to 4.
I think I have to mull down because I know what you're on. Oh, it's so annoying. We have to be good, disciplined gamer. How do we actually win
How
against you?
does one win Magic? How does one win games of Magic the Gathering? Let's find out together.
I don't have Khan, so I can't go get the Tormod's Crypt. I just kind of have to go very, very fast. This hand does that. But I think it still just gets overwhelmed by Dredge. So we're mulliganing to 5.
Alright, we're mulling to 4, folks.
Okay. I think I can keep this one.
We're keeping this hand, everybody. This hand is got lands and spells. I think we're probably doing this, and probably this, and just forget this card. Like, if they do a turn 1 thing, it's fine. I think we just have to worry about Wasteland, so let's just kind of do this, and then we can kind of make up for our mulligan to 4. I think we put these back, and I think we're off to the races.
I just had to put Mishra's Workshop on the bottom. That feels weird.
Alright. I'm gonna play this Bizarre Baghdad card.
Hate that. Absolutely hate that. Alright.
Alright.
Okay, now
Alright, folks.
Alright.
Alright.
Alright, well, we're gonna start with this.
And this is why we did what we did, folks.
Okay, so you've got the second one.
Yes, I do!
Yeah. I mean, like, the easiest way to win this matchup is to waste on your opponent's Bazaar and they never draw a second one.
That is 100% how we... Alright, let's mill. 2 knocking.
Oh, I hate that so much. Okay.
Always yes.
Oh, now I regret wastelanding. Oh, maybe I'm not meant to wasteland. No, I've got a wasteland. It gets so out of hand.
We have 2 delayed knock move triggers. They'll be back momentarily. Alright, let's do this bad boy again. We would like to dredge, please. And then we'd like to dredge again. And then we'll discard our dredges. And then we'll pass it. And then we have... I think there's 2 prize amalgams. Yeah. Was there 3? Yeah, it's 2. Alright. Alright, well, 8 power on turn 2. We'll take 8 power on turn 2, folks. I was leaning. I didn't focus. That is a very good magic card.
I hate that I have to sequence this way, but I think I do.
That's fine.
I'm gonna win this.
Oh, patchy, patchy, patchy. Patchy, patchy, patchy. Oh, more. 1 final prize now. Alright, we're going to nick a trigger, folks. So let us consider this. Let's move this away. Alright, we've got our Nickery trigger. So what I'm going to do, folks, I'm going to just put my graveyard over here. We're going to probably put Griff. Yeah. Other than Icarid. Yeah. It doesn't care about graveyard order, correct? So I can just exile Griff. We'll exile this Griff, because Griff's not really doing anything right now. Then we will dredge 5 for Stinkweed Imp. We get a Creeping Chill trigger. Oh, we got a Smite Tome Grow trigger as well. So let's trigger Narcomoeba. Trigger.
I'm gonna let you have fun, but I think I'm very dead.
Let's go. Folks, we love a game 1 deck. We love it for game 1. Right, and then I think we attack first. Attack! Feast your eyes on my army! My zombie illusion horror army!
3, 6, 9, 12, 14. I might actually have to block, which I hate. Yep.
Yep, okay. So 3, 6, 9 goes 6. And then how many silver smoke balls have I got?
You've got one,
I've got
I
one.
believe.
I'll dredge. And dredge again. I want to dredge again. Yes.
Gonna say a 4 force of vigor is enough.
I mean, that's kind of the plan. Whether
Yeah.
4 force of vigor is going to be enough. I'm not gonna lie, folks. On a Malta 4, we got to play Magic the Gathering. We cannot keep this hand, but our opponent needs to decide first. But we cannot keep this hand. This is missing a very crucial card. Oh, you're keeping.
Yeah, it's about as bad as I would be willing to keep.
I'm going to 5. Like, we have interaction, but like it doesn't really do it. If this was anything else, I should have brought this in actually. What was I doing? I should have brought this in. Alright, we're going to 4. Oh, I should not have brought these in. Go to 3. Powder. Oh! Did I just keep? I thought I powdered.
Click on powder.
Oh, you may exile. Okay, fine. So I can exile.
I think you have to put cards on the bottom and then exile, which is weird.
That is weird. Hold on.
It's the whole mulligan procedure is technically weirder than people realize it is thing, where you're meant to put cards on the bottom and then decide whether you're keeping, and I think it's that way specifically because of serum powder.
Oh, what? Okay, so I'm really so put 4 cards on the bottom of your library. Okay, so this. So the cards that are left in my hand get exiled?
Yes.
Okay, alright, let's then... Okay, so then put this, and this probably. Hold on. The cards that are left in my hand are exiled. Hold on, I'm being stupid. Put this on the bottom. Put this on the bottom. Put this on the bottom. And put this on the bottom. Alright, we can keep this. Put 5 cards back. Great. Welcome to being a bizarre gamer, folks. Ah, okay, this is fine. This is fine. Yep, this is fine. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad. Alright, folks. It's fine. We can find... I mean... we might just be dead, but...
That's the hope.
Alright. So I need to... Alright. Yeah, I can't beat. I'm gonna discard, but I don't think I can beat this. Yeah, on a multi 2, I can't. I've got a bizarre bird, just can't really. I don't have enough. We won the die roll. I'd like to go first. Not with that hand. We were mulligan. All right, we'll keep this.
Good enough. All right, we're gonna find out if it's good enough.
We'll keep this. Put this back. folks, we did not see. Okay, we'll put this, and this in Aggro, and we'll cast a hollow one.
That's kind of what I was fearing. Okay. I've got the most brutal hand of all time if you just had Noxious Revivals.
Yep. Okay, Tormod Script is fine.
How do I wanna... I mean, I'm kind of hoping you don't have Noxious Revivals, rather. Which I'm so scared that you do. But...
let's find out together. Yep.
have exactly one, please.
No.
Cookie! Oh, for God's sake.
Yes. Ah, what a gamer.
Oh, I hate it. My hand is garbage.
I'd like to attack for 4, please.
Yeah. I mean, at least you have no dredges now, I guess. But
we do have a Bazaar activation. I don't even need to activate Bazaar right now, so I think I can... actually, no. Let's get this...
Alright. Empty-handed opponent. I've just got to...
That's a good kind of card.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good magic card.
Maybe I wasn't meant to keep this.
No Icarage. I mean, you have this Mishra's Workshop card. That card's very good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean... yeah, I think I need to stop Dredge. I think I stop activating this Bazaar Baghdad card now. I just realised I'm just dumping my hand into my graveyard. No Icarage trigger. Attack for 4. Oh, now you start making constructs. This is not... I mean, this is going to be where it gets...
Oh, the hope.
Yeah, I might have stabilised. Let's just see. Activate. Another hollow one.
Okay.
So how big are your artifacts going to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5s. So I can't really attack because I just lose my hollow one. So I think I just need to pass the turn. Yeah, Soul Ring was a very good draw for you. Because now you can just make construct. You can make constructs without taking damage. So I know Sarah doesn't have Vault Key, so I'm not worried about that. So I think Sarah probably gets like Soul Guide or like another Mox, maybe.
The decisions between Pithing Needle and Soul Guide.
Nah, that's true. She got Piffing, yeah.
Pithing Needle, naming bizarre, but the issue is you do already have a Dredger.
Yes.
So I think it has to be Soul Guide this time.
Yeah. Hitting my Grave Trail.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. Oh, this is... Yeah. I don't know how I'm going to get back into this. This is where my Force of Vigors would be lovely if it weren't in the bin! Yeah, take me for 7. Alright. Kind of need a Dredger.
My draws have been very, very lucky.
They have been very
which
good.
is,
yeah.
I think, paying me back for the fact that I got double Noxious Return.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, we're not attacking. Yeah. We've got ourselves an actual game. So I have to block, which is really frustrating, but otherwise I die. So Q to 9. Alright. Yeah, this is... Can't hope my Stinkweed Imp... I mean, you can just exile my graveyard, which is really... Alright, we'll do Grief. Yeah, GG. Alright folks, we're going to do our debrief. So the 4 decks we played today were Mono White Initiative. We played Dual Shops, which is here. I'll make this a bit smaller so you can fit it all on one screen.
Yeah, I usually just like drag the sea gates over to the lands as well.
These are always lands. If you're casting them for double blue. Dual, Dredge, and Aggro Shops. So the 4 decks, I think this is sort of, you know, Workshop, Bazaar of Baghdad, Combo Duel, or just like, you know, a paradoxical outcome deck, and then the aggro deck of the format. So I think we've showcased like vintage in a like, here's everything you can do. The only thing we didn't have is like a quote unquote Tinker deck, which Duel does have Tinker in it, but we didn't have like a Tinker bonus to Citadel deck in it. So something like Esper Tinker.
Like, we didn't have like the fancy Loris Saga thing that people
but
are
I
playing.
think that like if you're coming into the format, these 4 decks are really good to start with, as a things like that. So let's talk about each deck in turn. So we'll start with Mono White. So Mono White, if you've seen us play Legacy, it's sort of very similar to that, but unlike, because in Legacy we don't have White Plume, you know, let us be happy that White Plume is here. We can play this. This is basically the Mono White list from Legacy, but then we have a bunch of acceleration. We are a 5 Wasteland deck, so Strip Mine and Wasteland, and basically the goal of this deck is to play a turn 1 threat as quickly as possible, to basically kind of close the game out as quickly as possible.
The kind of like the mentality in Vintage, which isn't always true of these kind of stompy decks in Legacy, is that it's often like Prison Piece first, then threat.
Yeah, you'll win eventually.
Yeah, just because like the speed that people can come out the gates in Vintage is so high that the impact of a Prison Piece is like so much better on turn 1 compared to turn 2. Like if I can Trinosphere you on turn 1, suddenly you can't play your Moxen. And that's a huge deal in Vintage. I've actually been playing this in leagues a little bit. Like, the only Vintage I've really been playing has been with this exact list. I don't think it's the best position deck at the minute, but I think this list is as good as I could get it.
Yeah, 100%.
Thoughtless Dismantler is a messed up Magic card.
It is a messed up Magic card. I remember when this first got spoiled around the Eternal Weekend season. I just couldn't I was like, I think this card is good, but I don't have time, or I don't have the faith, the leap of faith to just get the card and just play it. But I think it's really made space. The issue right now with especially talking to some of the people who are playing mono white is making space for everything, because you still want to have Dismantler, you want Peacekeeper, you want Archon, and it's trying to make space. And like some people like want to cut Solitude entirely. I think those people are a bit insane, but who am I to talk to them? Some people don't like Chancellor, which I think Chancellor is a good way of starting to get out the gate. The other thing also you will notice, if we're coming from the Legacy side, is that we don't have City of Traitors. We have so much you have to treat Moxen like mana. You really have to think of it that way. So we have 19 lands, which is as much as the things like that, but obviously 5 of them are, wastelands. They don't cast our spells. So we have Emerius calls for this exact reason, but you have also all the mana in the world to do that. So this is like 31 mana sources if you think of it that way. Although Chrome Mox is like, so it's more like just shy. So half your deck's basically acceleration to get into one of these things.
Yeah. I'm generally on the side of trimming Solitudes, but not entirely. We've seen Let's Play 4 Thalia, we've seen Let's Play 4 Dauntless Dismantler.
Yeah.
I've ended up on like this free split.
I'm on the same.
But, I mean, I've seen people like go down to like 1 Solitude and have like a 4-3 split. I've seen no Solitudes with a 4-4 split.
I just feel like you don't respect the Mirror or Bazaar that way. I don't. Yeah. It's like, I think Solitude is so river removal in this deck. I feel like Solitude, as where you see the side where we have Source to Plowshares as well, I think it is a thing you need to deal with creatures, and I think that a lot of people who play Vintage don't really recognize that. Even if it is Solituding like a Ragavan, or Solituding like in the Mirror, Solituding the creature attacking and things like that. So I think it's I think the 3 and the 75 is where I'm probably at right now, based on the current meta. It's very about what you expect your meta game to be. Exactly. I think with Jewel being as high as it is right now, I think the deck is good. Me and Sarah currently disagree on Mindbreak Trap. I think in the current meta you need it, but I've always been a fan of, because one thing this sideboard doesn't have is any real respect for Bazaar outside of like Containment Priest and like Swords. So Archon of Absolution I would count as respect for Bazaar. I know that's like the cheesiest. This is this is like, I think against Dredge this is fine, but against like Squeevine, which has Fury, this is a bit better. But I would want over like Leyline of Void or Tabernacles like this. When I played Mono White at Eternal Weekend, I had free Tabernacle of Pendrell Vale, because I wanted that. But I think if you're not expecting Bazaar of Baghdad, because you do have, Archon and Peacekeepers and Wasteland for it, so you can sort of trim on your Bazaar hate, but I also respect Bazaar of Baghdad enough to know to bring the reason I went with Archon Mindbreak Trap over Tabernacle is that I think Archon is disgusting in the mirror match. Yeah, of course. This card is because I'm trimming Solitudes, I need extra respect for the mirror. Yeah, 100%. And then the fact that it pulls double duty against Dredge, and like Aggro, Squeevine, they obviously can Fury it, but they have to draw their Fury. Like they have really to draw their Fury while they have a card to pitch for it, which is a lot to ask. It is a lot to ask. I think it is, again, I think because of the rise of Jewel, you need this, but I've also personally, in my experience, is I just accept that Jewel is such a bad matchup for Mono White that I just kind of go, you know what, I want other sideboard slots. But I think with it winning Eternal Weekend in North America, and I think the rise of Jewel shops, I think you probably have to play Mindbreak Trap, which I think I would probably play at 75 right now. The other argument I'd give is like your assessment of we just need to dodge it, I think was correct pre-Dauntless Dismantler's printing. Yeah, agreed. Now that we have Dauntless Dismantler, I think it is actually winnable. Which means that I'm more inclined to include Mindbreak Traps in my 75. And that's the thing. I think this is where I've heard. So talk of Jewel, let's talk about the coveted Jewel deck. So this deck, so let's put these Sea Gates back. Sea Gates actually are lands. So we have 17 lands. The basically what you're trying to do is play a coveted jewel, which is draws 3 cards, and then you copy it for Phyrexian Metamorph, and then you basically are just drawing a million cards. And then eventually you'll either find Manifold Key and Time Vault to win the game, or you can play One Ring, or you can play Karn, or Paradoxical Outcome, put it all back up, pick it down again, and then, you know, do it all again. So this is like a very sort of A-B combo deck.
It's the evolution of the old Paradoxical Outcome strategies.
As much as people loved Mentor, this is basically this is, to quote the Mandalorian, this is the way that this deck is currently built. My one personal critique, which I've seen people in the vintage community talk about, is that this is such a low count for blue cards. 4, 8, 12, 15 cards, and you have Force of Will. And you're just like, so, I don't know,
Are you counting Seagate in that as well?
Okay, so what, 4, 8, 12, 15, 17 blue cards then, alright.
Yeah, it is the lowest amount of blue cards that is anywhere near.
And you don't want to pitch any of them, this is the problem. You don't want to pitch any to Force of Will. Like, that's the thing. Like, I understand, like, this deck is exceptional when it does do its thing, and I think when I played it like a ham sandwich, but it's a deck I do want to play. But the fact that you are a Mishra's Workshop as a Saga trying to cast, like, you know, Tinker or, you know, anything like that, it's, you know, I mean, I know you have a bunch of mana acceleration, so you can cast your spells, but yeah, I think this deck is exceptionally powerful when it gets to do its thing, but one card that people bring in is like Null Rod, which Null Rod does turn off a lot of this deck, but then the sideboard is just got, well, I have Mishra's Workshop and Ancient Tomb. Let me cast my large lads in sort of Argentum Mastercore, which basically can start destroying things that you discard. So you can discard like a One Ring to destroy a Seasons Engineer, for example, or you can discard like Moxen to destroy Moxen and things like that. One Coil Engine, folks, we love One Coil Engine, it's great. Same with like Lodestone Golem, you can bring that in as well. Most of this though kind of stays in Defense Grid against other counterspell decks, Needle for Bazaar, Grafting Educator for Bazaar and Oath.
I see Karn wishing for Defense Grid like semi-regularly.
Yeah.
Just to secure like the Time Vault actually resolving.
Yeah, 100%. Like, this is a very good... And then you got Mindbreak Traps for, like, other combo decks and Hercule's Recall. I imagine for sort of the Mirror or other sort of all-in combo decks.
What I kind of like over the last year, not just in Vintage in general, is that we've had, you know, like Mystic Forge become a thing in Legacy, and now Paradoxical Outcome is coming to Legacy in a limited way as well. We've seen a bunch of these like big mana-based artifact combo decks start to exist in multiple different formats.
That's true.
And it's a very different style of Magic than was really playable before. And I think that's generally a good thing.
I agree to a point. And
they are frustrating to play against.
They are frustrating to play, but I also think that... So the Mystic Forge deck, when Karn was a 4 of in Vintage, when it got restricted, was absolutely horrible to play against. And I think that you, in Vintage, where you have fast mana in your Moxen, like that, and Black Lotus, and Mana Crypt to a certain... Actually, Mana Crypt? Mana Crypt is banned. Mana Crypt is banned in Legacy. So, like, these 9... Apart from... So, maybe take out Mox Opal. So, like, these 7 cards... is Sol Ring legal? Oh my god, my brain's having a...
Sol Ring is not legal.
Yeah, so
Sol Ring is fucked up.
So these cards are not legal in Legacy. These 11 cards. And this is kind of what makes this deck so busted in vintage because you have like this much acceleration and things to find your cards and whatever. Also, Tinker's great. Tinker's also Tinker. Don't forget Tinker. Tinker's busted.
Yeah, I'm not just talking about in the context of vintage though, but like I just think it's nice to have this kind of like new style of Magic. It feels kind of like Storm, but it's not Storm. I just like how the game like continues to evolve over like various different formats.
I do question whether this dual deck is a bit too all in and is kind of leads to sort of non-games of vintage. I'm obviously vintage, you know, when you sign up to play vintage, you accept that you're going to get turn one and someone's going to vault key you, and that's just vintage. We just accept. Don't play vintage if you want to have the feel bads of like, oh my god, my opponent had this. Like, that's just vintage. It just happens. You have ancestral recall, you have time walk. You're going to find your cards. So I think that, but I do think dual is probably a tad too good, just because it's so all in and it can do this. But yeah, my main critique is just this is such a low blue count. You can probably like cut the forces and just be like, I'm just going to play colorless. Talking of colorless, actually, let's move on to aggro shops. So aggro shops is basically the kind of room zoom version of the Mishra's Workshop decks. This dual was known as like combo shops, but now it's just dual in its own right in terms of the archetypes. But this is basically play 4 Narod, because you don't really like it does hurt your Moxen, but sure. You get to play this Patchwork Automaton card. This card's very good. You get to play Foundry Inspector, which makes all your artifacts cheaper. Revoker to stop anything that you care about. And this Stonecore Serpent to make 1 million mana and make this large threat. It's very... and Nettlesys. Let's not forget Nettlesys.
It's like the very old-fashioned style of shops. Yeah. Shops, like, historically has gone through this weird cycle where, like, prison shops was the best thing. Then aggro shops was the best thing.
Yeah.
And now I kind of feel like it's swapped around again, where I think prison shops is a bit stronger than aggro shops is now. But
the two are kind of morphing. Like, the only real difference between the shops decks in terms of aggro and prison is whether you play Golos or not. I think Patchwork Automaton just being like a threat in itself is so good, and you don't need things like Artbound Ravager anymore.
I mean, I've still seen people registering.
It's vintage players, folks. Boomers are gonna boom. But I think that, I really like this deck. I think this deck is, it can do really well in a certain meta. If you're expecting like a lot of duel, like you can kind of like no rod them out the game, and you can just kind of make massive threats. You're also as a Saga deck. Your construct's gonna be massive.
If we want to talk about boomer decks, I remember playing Tangle Wire. I remember.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like that's vintage and it's all right. And then sideboard of this deck, folks, is very kind of like, here's some combo hate, here is some bizarre hate, here is more bizarre hate, here is
Like I said, I boarded in 11 cards.
Yeah, this is
it was a 4 ley lines, that stack of 6, and then a Phyrexian Metamorph. Like I was not.
Yeah, you were never gonna lose to. You were never gonna really lose.
I mean, we could very much have lost, but we give ourselves the best shot we can have.
Exactly, and then finally, but not lastly, let's mention Bazaar of Baghdad. Shout out to Bazaar of Baghdad for being a best up Magic card. This is Dredge. This is kind of what. This was kind of what when I started playing Vintage. This was what Dredge was. This, play some Dredges.
Oh, you started playing after Pitch Dredge became a thing. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Cool. There was a point where there were like Dredge decks that weren't playing pitch cards. Like,
I wasn't playing with Grief, so take out Grief. So it wasn't.
Yeah, I just mean like they didn't play Force of Will. Like that was a thing.
I was still playing. Way back when you didn't have Force of Will, but I think Force of Will is just good.
It is very.
It's very good, and you can just. I mean, folks. You put some Dredges in the bin. Obviously, your Great Drop is restricted because I think this is the card that has been unrestricted and restricted like more times than it should be. Because some people go, oh, it's not that great, and then you put 4, and then people go, no, that's a big problem. So now it's restricted. But you just kind of put some stuff in the graveyard. You can then get a hollow one. You have Icarids to then bringing back. You have Creeping Chill to ding Falat, to gain Drain, which then triggers your Silver Ghoul as you bring back your Prized Amalgams and your Narcomoebas. Just kind of does the whole thing. Obviously, Serum Powder, make sure you can find your Bazaar of Baghdad. Noxious Revival is to counter said Bazaar for getting back your Bazaar of Baghdad's. Mental Misstep is for counter magic. And then you have 6 Force effects and a Chalice of the Void for, Chalice on 0 against a lot of the format. And then in the sideboard, you have Wastelands for Urza Saga, Tabernacle, things like that. Force of Vigor against sort of the artifact decks, Nostril Revival again. Leyline, I imagine it's for the mirror.
Squeevine as well.
And Squeevine. But this, I always find it hilarious when other Bazaar decks play Leyline Void. I'm like, this literally turns off your deck also.
Same with the Wasteland, I think. Well, Leyline's only opponents, notably.
Oh, it is true. So you play it in the mirror and go, right, I have this, you have this. We'll have a lovely time.
The thing I find really interesting these days is that, like, Bridge from Below isn't a thing anymore.
That's because I think because of Grief. I think this is what... I think Grief is so good as a pitch play, like, early on. Like, I definitely hands I mulliganed because I couldn't find Bazaar, but I had, like, Grief, pitch, counterspell. And I think if I was playing against a deck that was good, I probably would have kept. But then I think you need Bazaar to keep going. But I think you don't necessarily need Bridge because I think Grief is just a way better Magic card as a way of, like, pushing
I've
damage.
got the world's weirdest suggestion, by the way.
What's that?
I feel like if I was going to take this list into a
Vintage League?
Into a vintage challenge,
Okay.
even. Let's assume I was going to take Dredge. I want to put Vengeful Pharaoh in my deck.
Yeah, like, I think there's a good tech. Yeah,
That's-
I think Vengeful Pharaoh is another one. I think there's a bunch of, like, sideboard cards. And I think with the Dredge archetype with the Bazaar archetype, sorry. So there is Dredge, there is Squeevine, which is a lot more, like, counter spells, and you have, like, Squee and Master.
It's the Madness deck.
Yeah, it's effectively a Madness deck with lizards. And then this is more all in, and then you have, like, there's ones with, like, Hogak, and, like, you have Gaia's Cradle and Hex Drinkers and things like that. So there's the Bazaar archetype is quite broad, and we will be linking the MTG Vintage Discord in the description so you guys can kind of engage into. Also, I never knew about this card, but this card also quite good. Stickling Shoal. It's just like exile. I will exile this Grief. -4. Boop. So that's pretty hot. I did not know about this card, but I'm glad all the shoals are getting played in some form or fashion. But yeah, also Sarah, how did we find Vintage? I enjoyed Vintage. I think apart from my turn 1 play against you when I played Duel, when I realised there was a Chancellor and I countered it, that's like a Vintage, like,
I think Duel is one of the meanest decks to make yourself play when you haven't been playing much recently and it's a new format for you.
Yeah, it's a deck that, folks, if you like this kind of Magic, I think it's very fun.
Did you like Mono Green and Pioneer? Do you like Legacy Mystic Forge?
Yeah.
You may love Vintage Duel.
But yeah, I think these 4 decks are a good introduction to the format. Mono White's currently my poison of choice, but I want to play Duel. I have played Dredge in the past. I've played Shops in the past, and I think all of them are viable. And I think depending on what you like, there is a deck in Vintage for you. I think the format is really good fun, and it's something I will say for people who want to get into Vintage. The community is absolutely amazing. They're very welcoming, but the difference between coming from Legacy to Vintage is, and something one of the American players told me, is that stuff will happen on turn 1 and you will get vintaged, and someone will vault key you or play an Archon and just, like, win the game because they played an Archon. They play a Trinisphere and you can't cast any of your spells. And that's kind of the rite of passage, and you go, okay, that happened, we'll move on. But once you pass that, it is insane. Just like there is so much exchange of resources. It teaches you patience, and the format's really interactive. Like, it actually is. Once you pass the early, like, storm, or Storm even, to quote pun intended, I think then the format's super duper fun and teaches you a lot of things that are really useful to bring into other formats or just the way you play Magic. So
it is a format that teaches you to sit there and stare at your hand for a minute before playing your first turn.
Yeah, it does.
Because, like, even the littlest sequencing errors can be a big problem. I mean, you saw me screaming at myself for not tapping my Mox Ruby.
Yeah.
And that ended up being correct, I think.
Yeah.
But it's still just like...
in the moment, you're like, why?
yeah, it's such a wild...
It is a wild format, but I think...
I'm gonna say one thing to let
can.
you recover your feeling about the mono white versus
Dual
matchup. I did open Black Lotus 2 games in a row.
Yeah, Black Lotus, folks. If this Black Lotus card, who knew? That's so very, very good. In mono white, it's actually incredible. I really like it in mono white. But with that, I think we're going to go to the wide. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and seeing us play a bit of Vintage. We'll be probably doing some more Vintage content in the future. We really enjoy playing the format, and I hope to showcase more of it in the future. We might take a deck through a league that we like, maybe some, the Loris Saga deck, or maybe like the Tinker decks and things like that, or we just take like one of the decks we saw today and go from there. But thank you so much for hanging out. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We are powering through into 2024 with lots of exciting plans, and we want to just jump on the ride and enjoy the journey that is going to happen. But it is a goodbye from me. It is a goodbye from Sarah.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.